age and they become used to these jobs, and would have wished that alternative livelihood support systems would have been provided for them.
Parents have a duty to bring their children up. The school is an agent of change. The church is an agent of change. The community is an agent of change to the extent that we have acceptable community values and norms. Who enforces them?
The parents also have a responsibility, and I think this is something that we need to discuss as a country. Do we actually have to introduce lessons on parenting skills? Because our socio-economic lives have changed from maybe 2 or 3 decades ago, where both parents have to work to be able to earn a living, to be able to pay school fees, to put their children through education, and also put food on the table. So that means that who takes charge of the children? And so I believe that we've reached a stage in our lives as a state, as Ghana, where we may need to introduce parenting skills just to guide parents.
The state rules is to have policies that protect these children.
We have them.
We have. The issue is about the implementation and knowledge by the individual of the existence of such laws.
We've had meetings with the Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, looking at how we can work together to ensure that the livelihoods of those along the coastal belt is improved and increased. Our focus there is gender.
Children and young ladies and young boys need to be able to be guided, to be able to live a life that is worthy of themselves, so that the future that we build for our nation would be built on a solid foundation.
Poverty among cocoa farmers in cocoa growing areas due to lack of access to loans to farmers by the banks, absence of agric extension officers and laborers to support cocoa farming, and lack of recreational facilities at cocoa growing communities were cited in this film as few of the challenges pushing young people, particularly girls, into cocoa farming and abandoning education in most villages in Ghana.
I'm never because schools knows I must ask me, this now. Me being got to my position, most of them are more than like a yajuma. Never is can be about chess. My wife from the Swamians can be much Ramono, or some of my proper formula, made Koyajumas and is can about her. And more quite a family like a yajuma. Let me be able to. My pesca will join our say. Some of one be behind a school never come. You may West China. So you're quite from Susa. That's a clear dress and a blind, but I just a baby journey. And because school, no idea what you're crying. It's a mobile when I have my balloon. No, that feels school media. I see the man West China.
You are ever school fees. When you be one of catching and say, young court, Nankatico. Nay, yes, you are young, nay, you're doing it, near court. Dear Qua, no, Yakatico. Dear Tico, when you're scanning here, we're going to scratch in the car. No, but you school fees. But you go phone. You go phone. You are near about. The boy, you are entire year. No bosses. No young coffee. Because I made it. That just
Cocoon will cramp the age. If you are me now, Cocoon Boma say 1 polar. Now, yet, Papa Nam Hanamasum. Now, yet to Cocoon no warranty. Before I made my father, yes, I made some much about for me. More than a man for crying. Says Canal, also the mamma sang from Kutu school vision. Also the mamma sang for the Pacasa Memoria. On
daily basis when they come to help their parents in the farms. They are either weeding the farms, or sometimes plucking the cocoa pods, or sometimes helping to crack them up and then get the seeds out of them. So that's what they are doing right now.
We're not saying that children should not assist parents, because some of these are traditional roles that children play. But when it affects their health, when it adversely affects their education, when it affects their well-being, then it is totally unacceptable and it is wrong. And they must understand that it affects our cocoa, it affects revenue. Because if the countries who buy our cocoa are saying that we will not buy because child labor has been used, that has a negative effect, and we may not be able to get the revenue that we are looking at as a country. So I would condemn that practice.
They don't even work for fee, they work for free. So you are doing child labor, you are exploiting the children, you are killing the children. I mean, you are just rendering them useless, as if they are not human beings.
But the appearance of an excuse.
I'm finding 1 day count 2 days board on 1.2 million. Okay, once a night with 1.5. Yeah, I didn't hear me. No, some of friends were there, Bongo school. I don't know what was so. Yeah, by then, yeah, you may do to them now. First night, may have a plan. I get a 4 extension officers here and Kawaba, Niger, Kaka, or so. Then you do Jonka. Demography, you. Then I can. I live in here. In this case, I go to the Jadafa, live there on 5 years now. So good, yeah, now. Oh, 1 Friday, Quakwama, 1 more than Quakwam. But Coco needs to win an entertainment, already always in Qatar.
Some of the excuses they're giving are not good enough. I mean, you can't say that our Greek extension officers were tending your farm, because I know that we have laborers by day who work on the farms. They get quite, in terms of income, for the cocoa, they get quite a substantial amount in terms of income. So there's no excuse for using children.
Ebi akwana from school, ebi anko baby anko baginania, obenya from ebi agya, anko tena anko be payama, bata no nso bi ne wasanti odi akwana kutu ampa no de ko abase.
One excuse that maybe one can look at, they're saying that we don't have recreational centers. So because maybe they don't want to leave the children loitering in the village whilst they are on the farm, because they walk some distance to the farms. That could be a bit feasible. But even with that, I think the community leaders, the chiefs, and the churches should be able to create some activities, because I'm sure what the parents want is some form of supervision whilst they are at the farm and the children are there.
If a faith-based organization like Christian Council is able to identify the issue, and not just identify it, but take it a step further into engaging for policy change, or seeing an effective implementation plan at solving the problem, it won't stop today or tomorrow, but a modest gain, if it is sustained over a period of time, we may be able to reduce its significance.
It is therefore not surprising that according to statistics by the Center for Democratic Development CDD Ghana, in the 2011-2012 academic year, only 63.8% of 3,126 females who enrolled into junior high school completed their education in the Mpoho East District, where these girls engage in cocoa farming. whilst 82.6% of 9,368 were able to complete their primary school. This implies that many girls, upon reaching their junior high school age, drop out to engage in activities such as cocoa farming for survival rather than continue in education. In Ghana, the Talensi district, young girls and women grow up cracking stones mined from deep mining pits and grind them in order to extract gold to sell. Here, the young girls filter the grounded stones turned into powder to get a very fine dust of sand, which is further washed by men to extract gold. Here again, a large number of young girls get exposed to all manner of respiratory diseases by inhaling the dust from the cracked stones on regular basis.
When I say, Bibinta, one can so shout if ya, and we are so different. It is so quiet, no quiet, no sway, a dumaka. The Obanya dino, no swine, and not in a year, and yes, say, Abia, Bibi, happy, eh. To win a blend young Cassay and Phyllis, a baby wino. A baby or her time, or China Casoko, or Kofia Kohame, call no one so boa. Oh boy, the Amphibia will go from nothing. You walk for the Maria, and you'll be a better obedience. And the anything a bless and here a walk. Yeah, and a pipe, the one and pipe, and the question, let's begin to Sapphire. My young man, the net and age so near Sadia Paya, the young man, near Sadia Pasan. What about that folk? The Tomawala, the top. I know you can see that. Not the hair. Mamma is one of them. I'm not can see it. Who got my dog fight? Who now come a bed. My people. Well, Marva, my king, Araga, who know not Pelham Pedam. Mamma Pelentana, no, Leon Pelens, Evamaka, little Pedam. Lanza, who have told me is one young white deal and I think a couple of baggy, for work petty, our Zila Zook, King, Wood and baggy. Lampa lady Tom.
I'm not prepared. That's not my way. We never be on the baby. A band of Sunday, and it's more honey. Finish the children. Nam is one of one. A bit mamma, come and not that's not Quinny. This and then got that.
16 years old. She has no option but to do this because here in Bani, in the Talensi district in the Upper East region, there is absolutely no job for the young ladies here, for the people here to do. So young ladies like her continue to engage in this kind of job where you see lots of dust all the time. They crack stones, grind them into dust, and including this 1.5-year-old baby.
But me bread for them and bread for mama. Me yellow first name it on near my table near my grass side. And now quality. They show me about me there. My follow. Oh, Jackie. The yarn to me.
They take them in here, and as you walk down in there, you see some people who are washing these dust, the dust that the women believe contains a lot of gold. They bring them down here, and these are the people, the men who are behind the whole business. They wash them up here, so you see it. Those powder, the dust that you saw there, they are turned into this. They are further grounded and then turned into this, and the men will wash them. So that's what you see. Madame Laraba, she's been picking this kind of stones from here on regular basis, on daily basis, I should say, and she's been doing that well over 3 years. So each day she comes and look for these stones, believing that there's some bit of gold in it, small gold as she puts it. And so if she's able to go crack this particular stone and grind them into powder, into dust, as we have seen others do, and be able to sell it to the gentlemen as we saw them operating there, she'll be able to earn some money out of it. You can see from her appearance that dust is all over her, and this is what she's been doing on daily basis, well over 3 years, covered with this dust.
As a starting point, our Department of Social Welfare, even if we don't have the resources, should be able to assist that girl to take advantage or access any of the social interventions that are being implemented in her district. And beyond that, even identify some NGOs who are providing some assistance.
Here again, although education at all levels is supposed to be free for all in northern part of Ghana, through a government intervention, a CDD Ghana report indicates that in the 2011-2012 academic year, out of 3,035 girls enrolled into junior high school, only 42.7% were able to complete, whilst out of 9,368 who enrolled into primary schools, 82.6% completed. This is an indication that a greater number of girls at the junior high school level abandon education to engage in some form of hazardous labor like illegal mining, just to make a living. Emma is a 16-year-old who is engaged in illegal mining in the Mpoho district. Like many other young girls, Emma has been going to the mining site on a daily basis for nearly 3 years now, together with these women, some of whom have been practicing this from their teenagers.